Hello everyone. Welcome to the first ever episode of Expert Insight with Hikvision video series. And we are coming to you live today from Colombo, Hikvision Sri Lanka country office. Expert Insight is a live program where we invite industry experts to join us and share their experiences with us. Today, we have a very special guest with us. He's a decorated Air Force Wing Commander, after which he transformed to the corporate sector, accumulating a lot of experiences servicing for multinational corporations. With that quick introduction, let me welcome to the guest of honor of today's show, Mr. Sanjay Fernando. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Hassan. Thank you for inviting me for the show.
Mr. Sanjay, can you share a little bit about how you started your career?
As you introduced me, I was in the Air Force for 22 years and retired as a wing commander. So that was, I was entrusted to the air-based security and training mostly. So that was the beginning of my passion to embrace these security requirements in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So with that, a lot of opportunities were given by the Sri Lanka Air Force to undergo different scenario trainings and exposure. And I would say my biggest turning point was when I was exposed to establish the security systems and technology-based security systems for the fighter squadrons established at the Sri Lanka Air Force in 1996. And I was fortunate to work alongside a huge Israeli security technology company that was contracted to provide the security solutions for that defense. That was the turning point, I would say, in my life.
Mr. Sanjay, it was truly inspiring to get to know how you started your career. I'm sure a lot of young viewers who are connected with us live today are eager to hear more stories from you.
Basically, upon retiring from the Air Force soon after the end of the war, I was blessed to join fast-moving consumer goods (FMCGs) to big multinational companies that operate their business from Sri Lanka as well. So I was fortunate to be exposed to their global best practices in terms of security, premises security, supply chain security, as well as their manufacturing security systems. Because when I say FMCGs, they are one of the key focus areas in the manufacturing processes should be properly kept under surveillance checks and balances. So we were blessed to get that opportunity when I have undergone training in the UK in their corporate offices as well as their manufacturing sites in India as well. So that was another opportunity that I got alongside putting some of the best practices that I was exposed to into the context of Sri Lankan requirements.
So when you are invested into a profession, I'm sure it's not only about the professional work, because with the experience that you are gaining, I believe such experts can contribute back to the society. So could you share some of the contributions that you have made so far?
Yeah, so let's take small things what we have worked on in the society as well. Basically, in my area, as you know, what we hear in the news as well these days, small things of theft and robberies takes place. So a lot of people are under tremendous fear psychosis because they are helpless. They don't have, of course, they contact police, but then again, they are bit reluctant to some of the instances to take up things, and they are eternally disturbed. Some of their children, aged people are living in Sri Lanka and their children are overseas. So these people were supported with advice on security practices, best practices, and how we could use technology and other security detection and alarm systems to be incorporated into their domestic lifestyle. I think that in small ways that has helped some of our neighborhood also to ease their lifestyles and to be in that comfort zone.
Okay. It is fascinating that when we are invested to a profession, how we can give back to the society. I'm sure all the viewers now who are connected with us live are agreeing to this fact. We all know that pressure creates diamonds and the heat creates gold. Especially for you, Mr. Sanjay, I believe that for being such an experience, throughout your career, you might have come across so many challenges. I would appreciate if you can share some of those significant challenges that you have faced and how you have solved it.
Yeah, so first and foremost, again, it can be put into two segments. Society, again, in our country, the interpretation of some of the global practices, security practices, and then global audit requirements are wrongly interpreted in this country. Probably because the security professionals are reluctant to challenge the status quo and see how best you could adopt your available resources to meet the requirement of the principles, or because you don't want to challenge that, thinking that that will not be accepted. So in my case, I would say that one of the greatest achievements that I've achieved is by challenging one of the global partners where they wanted their shipments to be processed, security process to be adopted in a similar certain way, whereas I challenged, for an example, they wanted physical security checks to be performed on that shipment process, whereas I challenged that why not we use security solutions instead of a man guard for being deployed for that. So though a lot of parties resisted that, but then end of the day, the global partners accepted that positively, and with that we were able to reduce costly manpower with a small adjustment to the security solutions available in that site.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the pure reason that we have named this program as Expert Insight with Hikvision. That was some truly insightful information that you have shared with us. I'm sure becoming a security expert comes with its own perks. Especially in your personal life, having those knowledge in the security, I believe that you have adapted that in your day-to-day life. Mr. Sanjay, can you tell us some of the instances that you have adapted these best security practices into your personal life and benefited out of that?
Yeah, so stemming out from the previous answer as well, so in my neighborhood, basically we created the security community to support each other during crisis or if in an eventuality occurs. So this so happened that one day I saw suspicious movement on the road, a lone guy walking all alone, and at a suspicious time around 2:30 in the afternoon, and I happened to capture his image through my CCTV camera. I reviewed the camera visuals and captured that image, and I retained it. Say 2 weeks later, one of our neighbors said, Sanjay, look here, my house was robbed yesterday afternoon. So I asked him his features. So I explained the features. He said, yes, similar features. I have the images. Can I see? Same man. So I showed him. Then he asked, how did you have this? I suspected him, so I was looking for him. That's what I captured. Then we called police. Police came. Police also shared some other features of these suspicious people. I said, I have captured that image on my camera. Oh, why did you do that? I said, I suspected him. So I mean, that's how. So I have created my neighborhood now to go for that. Whenever they see somebody suspicious or vehicle, they capture an image and share with us so that everyone will be alert. So that had helped us a lot. Even the last couple of days, we had happened to capture some of the images and we share amongst the group. So basically, little things have helped us, the neighborhood, get that comfort.
Mr. Sanjay, let's turn this topic into a different direction now. I got to know that you are a firm believer of the quote, the change is inevitable. So I think when it comes to the change, many people are reluctant, and because of that reason only, those people are suffering losses because they are taking a lot of time to adapt to the change. But sometimes it can be too late. Especially in the security industry, the technologies are updating daily, and having the up-to-date knowledge and adapting to those changes can be a crucial thing for a business. So what do you have to share about this thought?
Security around the world has changed dramatically over the past years, especially in the world of cyber and technology programs. Therefore, we need to stay abreast of these developments and adjust our ways of working with innovative products and tools to mitigate security risk. I mean, that's the simplest way that we could move into the future. And also, opportunities multiply as they are seized. That's a famous quote from Sun Tzu in the famous Art of War, the Chinese general's quote. And also, change is inevitable, as I always say, and embrace and grow whether expected or unexpected.
Thank you, Mr. Sanjay. I couldn't agree more to your points. Mrs. Sanjay, you are a top security expert in the region. From your point of view, what are the advices that you can share with, especially who are aspiring to become giants in the security industry?
Yeah, so my advice to take out is that first and foremost, you should know your subjects really well, and you should be passionate about what you want to practice as a profession. And being passionate is also not enough if you are not a risk taker. You should be able to make calculated risk, whatever the area that you wishes to forge ahead. And also, again and again, I am saying you should be able to challenge the status quo and discuss and see with your knowledge and experience and the exposure that you have gained, even the little exposure that you have, you should be able to challenge the status quo. So change help you think differently, right? And also see beyond your comfort zone and pushes you to take risk and challenges for the future. If you can do that, I think you are up there.
Mr. Sanjay, thank you very much for sharing your valuable thought with us. I'm sure our viewers got a lot of insights from your thought, and thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Santa.
With that note, time has come for us to say goodbye. We will see you on the next episode.